Hey, Steve Zonardo here, Treviso Realty North. Happy Monday morning. Quick update on the current market. We're at 24,000 and change, so a little bit up on inventory. Not crazy. Again, we're going to climb, as we know. Sales have been really good. We're just around 1,000, so it's been fantastic. And to give you an example of we're selling listings, our listings that are currently in the market, they're selling, which is fantastic. Now, to give you a little caveat as well. So we had one property, we listed, below, let's say, market value. I mean, we give the client a range. So we probably listed it maybe $60,000 to $80,000 below where we thought it was going to sell. And, amazing. You had 30 something odd showings in a weekend. So imagine 3 days, you had 30 showings. This feels like the old days, right? And then ultimately on day of the offer date, you get 6 to 7 offers that come in, okay? And they're all under the asking of the bidding war. So remember, the bidding war's price is set up between 60 and 80 grand below. So they're already coming in at that range and below. So they're going in way below market value. And then one was, higher than the rest, but was basically was of asking. And then Mike tried to get these offers up and leverage them and push and pull and do a bunch of stuff to get them more to a breaking point. We try to get every deal to a breaking point, and then it's a decision that either the seller or the buyer wants to walk away from, because that's when you've reached a limit. When the buyer says that's it, we're going, and the seller says that's it, we're going, that's now you, as a realtor, as a professional, you got to fuse that together to make a deal, because that's the breaking point. And that's what we do with all deals, and specifically this one. But it's like, if you look at the height of the market, this thing's down between 30 and 35%, because this would have been let's say a 1.6 property, 1.6 and a half. I can't really mention the price because, again, even though we had 6 offers, we still have conditions on finance and inspection, which, again, it is what it is. So even though things are moving, the things are moving at a low price, right? And we still feel like, again, the clients are not super thrilled. They don't blame us, clearly, because we've been on this, this horn for the last 4 years. So it's no surprise when people follow us and this actually happens. It's actually what's happening. But ultimately, I mentioned it. You got to look at it in a positive way. Number one, it's not really your money until you ever cash it out. It's like any commodity, right? So when you sell the commodity and you cash out, that's really what you made on the property. So realistically, what was and what could have been never was, because you had no intentions of selling then. So you sold now, and then you look at what you sold. So if you bought in the 600s and you sold, more than double than what you paid for it, I think you're still doing damn good, considering, right, from the initial purchase. Also, another way to look at this in a positive way is like, how is that property going to look in a year from now? Let's say at the same time next year, is that thing worth $100,000 less, that property? And that's the way you got to look at it. So you cash out your commodity, not at the bottom. I think that's the most important part, and this is what we're advising clients, because they are either selling or moving up, moving down, in the same market, like bigger house, smaller house, or they're moving across country. So this is we got our fingers in a lot of these pies, to be honest. We're helping clients through the whole process between either they're upsizing in Canada, downsizing, first-time buyers, or if they're literally selling all assets and then moving them into the United States, and we're helping them on both sides of the border. So we are a different type of real estate business these days, which is exciting, because as an OCD, or let's just say an ADD, this is very, very helpful for me to kind of get through my days when there's a lot more problem solving to be had. So that's pretty much it. The it's looking good. I know there's a lot of these incentives with the builders. Mike did a deal with Mattamy just recently, because they are paying commission to realtors. But there's nothing set in stone. Everything's very confusing, as is always the government. We had this issue when we had the CEBA loans back in the day. I remember they were saying, we're going to give you 40 grand as a small business, as long as you can prove that your business dropped 30% when COVID hit, and then into May or April, like 3 months later, then you're good. You'll keep $10,000, and the 30 you have to repay. Provide proof. My business literally dropped. It wasn't even staged. If you kind of look at the income that kind of dropped off, because we shut it, I was terrified. I thought I was going to die. I usually have like chest infections. Like, I can't do anything with that. So I shut everything totally down. I even canceled all my listings. I really jumped into protocol here. And my business dropped like dramatically. I think it was like exactly 30%. And then May 1st, we picked it back up. But provide that proof. And they reneged. They said, no, you owe us the full 40. So that's the only issue with what's currently happening right now, because it's not a real federal thing. It's a provincial thing. Hopefully it doesn't blow up. I know Mattamy's on it pretty good. Like, they're usually really good, and they're obviously the biggest builder in Canada, so they'll figure it out. In the U.S., they're getting up there as well. Have a great day, guys.